As the Iran war grows deadlier, a leaked IRGC Invisible War Playbook now lays bare how Tehran plans and runs its hidden missile operations. A confidential directive shows Iran is systematically hiding some of its most important missile assets behind a civilian shield, using everyday sites as cover. The leaked manual exposed a doctrine of cover, deception, and dispersion, revealing that the IRGC has deliberately built a missile war machine embedded among civilians. New disclosures allege that Iran has been using schools and other public facilities as cover points to support missile activity. A leaked IRGC directive revealed a structured system for using civilian sites to conceal Iranian missile operations, rather than relying only on overtly military locations. The 33-page document, marked Very Confidential, outlined detailed rules for missile deployment, according to Iran International. The manual described a formal framework that goes beyond underground bases and missile silos to include a wider network of operational sites. It clearly defined Iranian launch positions, inspection systems, coding methods, and the way operational sites should be recorded and tracked. Notably, civilian locations were explicitly listed as part of the missile deployment strategy, integrating them into Iran's broader operational planning. The document also emphasized deception, cover, and the appearance of normal activity as tools to evade detection by enemy surveillance and intelligence. The manual suggested that missile units were intended to blend into ordinary civilian environments to make identification and targeting more difficult. These civilian-type sites included warehouses, sports centers, and industrial service facilities that could be repurposed for missile activity. The absence of CCTV, or tight control over any cameras on site, was listed as a key requirement for selecting suitable hiding positions. The system was designed so that missile units could shift between a broad network of preselected sites, complicating enemy efforts to track them. Analysts say the directive reflected a database-driven mapping of potential concealment zones across multiple civilian-looking locations. Such sites may be used to store, assemble, and prepare Iranian missiles for launch operations, not just to hide equipment. Disguised launchers built to resemble civilian vehicles were also part of the concept, further enhancing the ability to conceal missile assets. Experts warn that using civilian cover in this way could expose non-combatants to direct risk if these disguised sites are targeted in a conflict. Even after weeks of US-Israeli strikes, intelligence suggests Iran's core missile network remains intact underground, not smashed on the surface. Insiders say Washington can only truly prove that roughly one-third of Iran's missile stockpile has been destroyed, leaving a big question mark over the rest. Another third is simply unknown, which likely means Tehran still holds a sizable arsenal that can be rolled out and fired when needed. So even after heavy bombardment, could Iran still be sitting on a large reserve of missiles, carefully hidden where US satellites cannot easily see? Analysts warn that if this war pauses without a decisive result, Tehran can repair damaged launch systems and bring much of its missile machine back online. Military experts quoted in European reports say some of Iran's granite bunkers can withstand even the most powerful American air-delivered strikes. Their biggest concern is no longer the smashed buildings we see on TV, but what still hides hundreds of meters below those craters. One flagship site, the Imam Hussein base near Yazd, is reported to be carved deep into the Shirkuh granite formation in central Iran. That granite is counted among the hardest rocks on Earth, making deep penetration extremely difficult even for advanced bunker-buster weapons. Military analyst Timothy Lawn has stressed that these are not ordinary bunkers but fully engineered underground fortresses with layered protection. He describes an automated underground rail system that links missile assembly halls, storage depots, and support tunnels like a hidden subway. That hidden network reportedly reaches multiple exits on different sides of the mountain, so launchers can emerge where enemies least expect. The same complex is said to be able to shelter bombers or missile carriers and reload them safely inside the hardened mountain shell. Timothy Lawn said, and I quote, "Between the surface and the deep facilities lies a 440-meter thick dead zone of solid granite where any bomb's explosive energy completely fades away before it can reach the important parts. Inside the mountain runs an automated underground rail system like a hidden subway that connects missile assembly areas. Huge ammo storage, and 3 to 10 different exits on various sides of the mountain, letting launchers roll out, fire quickly, and disappear back underground behind heavy armored doors in seconds. Unquote. Analysts note that Shirku-type granite can withstand far higher pressures than ordinary reinforced concrete, blunting the shock of even big penetrating bombs. Public data on the US GBU-57 superbunker buster suggests it can penetrate only several meters into very hard rock before detonating. By contrast, Iran's most critical missile tunnels are reported to sit hundreds of meters, sometimes over 500 meters, below the surface. That gap between bomb reach and tunnel depth leaves a huge survival buffer, even after the heaviest penetrating strikes hit the mountain. Lorne has described the Yazd fortress as a guarantee of strategic survival, built up over 4 decades and only fully activated in 2026.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.